Yeah, you're correct. It's actually, yeah, it's yeah, actually, in the first year it's a growth of 10 million, and the next year it's a growth of 20 million. So in either year, the growth is increasing by 100%. Yeah, it's actually 100% every single year. Yeah, so it's pretty. So within 2 years, there's a 200% growth. Correct. All right, take a look at the other graph here. What are you seeing about the market share in Asia? Is it improving, or is it becoming worse in the future? If you see like a market share increasing by like 100% in a year, that means like something drastically has changed, you know. But when you see like a 12% change, generally you know that, you know, it's probably the market is now opening up more to you. Exactly. So as if you see here, as we were talking before with the market share, that if you realize after you had some impetus, like, how can I say, after you had some impetus with after marketing, we see where the company has jumped by 400%. So this is realistic. This is generally really realistic, because without social media marketing, then it probably wouldn't have jumped that far, because maybe a lot of the market group is on social media. I'm sure you are, right? If you get what I'm saying, it's these very same changes in cultures that we don't agree with that really impacted business. Because I remember when Facebook actually came out first, when Facebook firstly came out, they had it was only between universities. So if you weren't going to a popular or conventional university in the US, then you definitely could not sign up to Facebook. But now it's free and open for everyone. Yeah, that's what Facebook was before. It was a networking platform that way. But over time, Facebook actually changed a bit, and we see where it becomes really useful in business. Because if you don't have a Facebook account, then most persons don't even want to check out your business, or same thing with an Instagram account. If you don't have it, then you're not as relevant. So yeah, people can use it for crazy things. Because I do admit, when I'm on Facebook, I'm watching a lot of crazy videos, and it really eats up on my time. It eats up on my time. Like, I tell myself, oh, just one video, Steven, and then I'm like 10 videos in. But still, it's really an important tool when you think of, you know, business concepts. 100%. Welcome back to Stuck in an Island. I'm stuck with you, and we are always smiling. Even though I'm a little bit tired right now. Like, I had maybe like 4 hours of sleep, because I went to bed like after 12. Got up minutes to 5. Did my 1 hour of work and stuff. Like, I'm really so happy, guys. Like God blessed me this morning, because like I didn't have to put on any tie or anything like that. So I'm like really happy, because for some reason this web chat did not need any webcam. So I'm happy with that. But my plans today, I have a lot of plans today, which I'm gonna take you guys through. Like I told you that I'm gonna be chilling with my uncle someday in the week. Well, today is the day. Well, I called him last night, and he was like, yo, he's gonna go to the doctor early in the morning, so I can't start my walk at 6 o'clock. I told myself that, hey, I'm gonna go check out my beads at 6 o'clock, but goddamn, like, sunrise is at 6:30 today, and I don't want you to go over there so early anyway, so I'm gonna take a nap, maybe go over there like for 7:30. I have a lot of, well, not a lot, but I have a few errands I'm gonna take you guys on today, this morning. And hopefully I still get to do that walk with my uncle when he's done. And today should be actually a really adventurous day, guys. Sometimes, guys, you gotta, like, I never really saw myself as like the morning, I'm still not a morning person, but like, you gotta push, man. You gotta get up and, you know, catch the early worms and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because if you can't wake up late, then all the worms will be good. I don't like worms anyway, so they can all go. Yo, you guys ever realize, like, whenever it's time to work, you get all groggy and stuff like, but then as soon as work is done and it's time to sleep, you're like, what's happening? What is there to do today? Who is out there to be safe today? I got a lot of energy. Look who's up, guys. Did you catch any worms? God damn, they lied. Guys, right now this is getting stupid as hell, man. But anyway, devil makes... Screw the devil. God makes use of idle hands. So I just make sure I get myself a little shave and stuff. Like, I have so much energy, guys, right now. Look at this. Unbox. Get that. Go. Oh shit. God damn it, guys. None of y'all gonna wake me up. God shit. It's like, it's 8:30 now. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Like, I reset my alarm like 3 times because I really was tired. You wanna come with me? I know, I don't want to take, it's gonna take up time to hold you and walk you. All right, I'm taking you. Guys, I got Mocha in the bag. Well, she gone. Yeah, guys, but I got Mocha with me. I told you I got them too, you know, they're companions, you know. And I'm here to go take them on adventures, as much adventures as I can. So she here, and she gonna be good company, because I don't really like being over there by myself, just chilling. So, works out. Come on. Come on. Down. Come on. Come on. Come on, Mocha. Come. Good girl. Down. Wow. Look what just sneaked up on me, yo. What if I was in the wild and it was like a wild pig? God damn. Mocha. You see why I'm glad I took her? Because like I did not see or feel that pig behind me at all. Like her demeanor changed. Alright, calm. It's okay. Good girl, you did a good job. You're doing a good job protecting me, right? It's alright. We can eat pork later. Like her bark is so loud for a puppy. It's okay, he's not gonna trouble me. I said we're gonna eat pork later. Okay, Mystery Pig is gone somewhere in that direction. There's a pig farm somewhere close here, so I guess that one escaped. Go Kuntakete, bye! So she's there right at the hive and she shouldn't be. Move, go on, go back, good girl. So by my house, the bushes are, like the leaves are dried, but over here, like it's still a bit wet, so I guess it rained by this section. So luckily I saved some dried leaves. You know, I put it down there, so just in case if I came and it was wet someday, it would be here. So good thinking. Come on, baby. Good girl. So I'm gonna get my smoker started really quick. All right, guys. I've only been here for like a few seconds, like a few minutes, yo, and I can already tell like the hive activity is different. Like it smells different, and it doesn't smell like venom. It smells kind of like honey in a little way. I don't even know what's happening. Maybe I'm overthinking, or maybe the population is growing more, but you can tell that it's coming to the summertime or the time where they're going to be starting to make some honey. But let's see. The main goal for me today is not to check that. It's to actually expand the smaller little hive so it has space, and just to give them a quick check. But I ain't gonna be having honey for now, that's for sure. But it's good to see the difference in activity. So I don't know if I ever told you guys this before, but like a really important part about beekeeping is to make sure that you feel comfortable. For example, like the suit, for me, I have to make sure my suit feels comfortable. And no matter what suit I buy, I normally have to make like general modifications to make myself feel even more comfortable. Now, normally when I put this on and I put over my gloves, like this keeps moving down. After a while, it keeps moving down, moving down, moving down. And like, of course the gloves is right here, but it's still, like bees can still get through that. So I'd rather having this up here and then the gloves covering that, so my hands are like fully protected. So the simple solution that I found for that was to add these little, what you call it, this was an old shirt, like a really old shirt. And I just sewed it on, used a little bit of fabric glue as well. So now, it won't move. See? So this is gonna definitely make me feel a lot more comfortable as I beekeep. So it's really important, guys, to make sure. I'm gonna add some more stuff to the suit, like for example, maybe a little bit more vents so it gets a little bit cooler. And yeah, you guys will see over time. So see, check it out, guys. This is how it's supposed to be, but I couldn't do that before because this kept on riding up. So check it, see? Before, you guys never see me with the white sleeves before. Now I can just push my hands in and not worry about my suit moving because it's stuck in place. I'm my thing. Alright guys, so let's start with the work. Yo, you know what's so good, guys? Like I always tell people, like you have to be there for yourself. When I mean be there for yourself, you know, some people will say, yo, Bae got me, or whatever the case is. You gotta be there for yourself. For example, even the leaves, like I was there for myself. I pre-planned like what are the possibilities that I mess up. So I got the leaves, the dried leaves, so I can start my smoker up, right? Also this, like I left my other hive tool somewhere else, but luckily I took this one. Is always in my bag. I always had a spare because for one reason I told myself maybe I could lose the other one, or maybe someone came with me. So gotta be there for yourself. And then when other people are there for you, it makes it even better. It means they are double solid. The smoke in this. So I remember I took you guys and I showed you how to feed the hives. So see, this is proof that the methods do work. Because in this hive, as you can see, all the sugar is gone. Like everything is done. Nothing in there. 300. So that worked. That one worked 100%. Alright, but looking in the hive, they are getting quite congested. Let me show you guys. For those of you who like to know the beekeeping thing. You check it out there. If you look in between, there's bees everywhere. So they're not quite outgrown this, but they can take a bigger space. Alright, let's get to it. Now the funny thing is, when you're putting back a hive, you have to try to put it back in the same position or very close to it, because they're going to be coming back to the same entrance. Bees are funny like that. I'll do this like really quick so I don't really disrupt the hive. FYI, as I learned the other day, which I didn't even know before, they said that every time you go into the hive, you pretty much set them back by a day. I did not know that. Like I knew it kind of disrupted them, but I didn't know it was that bad. That's why I don't really go into my hives too much. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put all of these frames pretty much back in the same location, like beside each other pretty much. Pretty nice. We got some drawn out comb with, you know, brood inside, so it's pretty good. You realize you guys don't hear Mocha crying? She's so much calmer. Okay, what I like is that they're laying. They're still laying, even though I haven't fed them. So I guess the little nectar flow is starting up. We just started February, so as I said before, they said February, March, and April. Probably maybe May are like the honey seasons here, so that's good. They have a little start. Alright. hard part about this at this time of day, like I'm not getting enough sunlight to see my eggs inside or not. That's the bad part. Okay, so I just went into like where the sun is peeking through, and I did get to see quite a few eggs in here, so I'm happy with that. They're definitely doing their thing, guys, trying to store that little honey. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see, but there's a little bit of honey glistening. You guys probably can't see, but I can see it. Alright guys, they're doing pretty well because I can clearly see where they are. You know, laying eggs, trying to store a bit of honey. And this is a very weak hive. This is still, I would say, still a nuke. So I'm really happy with that. Like seriously. So I'm pretty much done doing what I have to do with this hive. I ain't gotta mess with it no more. At all. Like I'm steady wondering if I should give them a frame to draw out in the middle. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So you guys can see, like, all of them are trying to get home. They're like wondering, like, the ones that are returning, they're like, where's everything? So I'm just gonna switch this part over, put it here, and then we're done. And I'm gonna leave this open so they can, you know, leave from this box and head in here. Or I can just tap them down. Either, don't matter. You can see where everybody's still a bit confused because the entrance before was somewhere right here, but now there isn't none. It's over there. It's gonna take them a while before they're gonna realize that, okay, the entrance has moved a bit, no big deal. But right now it's a bit of chaos, but they're gonna find their way. See, they start moving, everybody realize that. And the funny thing about them too, the ones inside, when there's a lot of them, they can send signals or, you know, blow some pheromones, whatever, and tell them, hey, this is where you need to go. Like, guys, they communicate so much, it's ridiculous. Better than us. Social media. Just gonna give these ones a quick knock or a quick shake. Alright. They will find their way in, the rest of them. No big deal. Everyone got a bit more space and everyone should be happy. Alright, so we done. Mission complete. Alright, moving on to the next hive here. I'm gonna reduce this hive because I'm not gonna feed them anymore, so I don't need a top box. Well, it depends on how much they grew in here. I don't need a top box. I want to give them as less space so they can control that area a bit better. As I said, I'm not feeding them anymore, so. Let me show you guys again that the feeding method does work. For all of those who doubted me. Take a look. See? No feed inside and no dead bees. So that's good. No sugar in that one either. They devoured it. Kind of want to show you bees trying to. Never mind. All right. So I'm just removing the propolis on top because bees pretty much glue everything together. They get, you know, wax and all that stuff from nature, and they, not wax, but like sap or whatever it is, and just glue everything together. It's kind of cool. They're getting a little bit aggressive. Someone's calling me, but I can't answer no phone right now. Can't bet I'm my uncle.
Ooh, there are a lot of bees in this hive. Y'all see them on my hand like that? Wow. I don't know if it's because I took the top off, like I took the other box off, so they're getting agitated that they don't see the other part because there are bees coming home, and those are the ones that are creating the commotion, like right here. So maybe that's it, I don't know. But with beekeeping, it's experience. Like the more you see certain behaviors, and you can realize, you're like, okay, because they're not really attacking me, but yeah. And I'm just going through this box like every single frame right now, because as I said, it's coming to the summer months, so I kind of want to know like how far along this hive is, so they don't swarm away. Because if you don't manage the hive right and they outgrow it, then they're gone. They're taking your honey and they're taking half of the bees too, so you have to like bee manage. Guys, can you imagine if I had no gloves on or nothing like that? Yo, man, I'm telling you, man, they'd have gotten me. I swear to you. They would have definitely gotten me. But based on what I'm seeing, guys, I don't see any honey right now. But what I'm seeing is a good sign, is that they're pretty much creating the workforce. You know what I'm saying? When you start any company, you need a workforce, right? Labor force. So that's what I'm seeing right now. Like, this hive, I can definitely not give it less space at the moment, because they are pretty much ready for the road. Like pretty much all frames are used up, and maybe 2 frames aren't used, so they're laying out. So I know that they're getting food from somewhere, because I'm not feeding them anymore, so I know they're getting food from somewhere, and I don't really see any stores of any honey or anything like that, so they're using it to build up the numbers. So I could say maybe February, March, maybe like April. Yeah, I should see maybe a little bit of honey from them. Like currently now on this frame, you guys might not be able to see it. It's on this frame because the sun. See those are the glistening stuff? That's nectar. So they started to they're starting to collect nectar now in this one frame here, so that's good. So yeah, after like a month's pass where all of these bees will get to grow up, and you know there's a bigger number, then I should definitely see some honey by like April, I'm hoping. Because it's a new hive, it's a really new hive. Normally it's best to give a hive like a full-on year to see something, so I'd be happy if I could get like a gallon of honey from them. If I got a gallon of honey from them, I'd be good. Because normally a year-old hive can give you like 8 gallons or so in good situation. So let's see. So guys, I had this empty box that I just left here just in case I'd need a box. And look what duckhens did. They got the eggs down there and stuff, and they use something to peel off, to like block the hive entrance hole. You see that? So they would have their own little space. So I'm gonna take this away from here. If I need a box, I'll just take it. Anyway, let me show you. I'm just gonna show you guys. I don't bore you all anymore with this crap. Show you guys if this feeder actually worked. This last hive, and then we off to do something else. Oh, a lot of smoke. Oh, nope. I think the bees in this hive are a little bit crazy, because they tend to get caught. See, this one didn't work. They went down in there, and there I lost a few bees. Bro. It's just a part of beekeeping. It's nothing to get all sad about. You know, that's what I kept saying in the video. I was like, yo, make sure that, look at this tarantula. Trying to take off a few bees. But anyway, That's why they got to make sure that the floaty is all the way around, because I guess this hive for some reason always, well, it's not a lot of bees though. It looks like a lot, but compared to whatever, well, I guess one is a lot because you don't want to you don't want to die. But whatever. So they got set back just a little bit with that. But let me check out this hive and see what's popping with that. But yo, as I showed you just now with the tarantula, there you go, hive beetle, dead. It's good to kill them. I'm gonna make a few hive beetle traps soon. But with this hive here, well, with any hive you have to be careful with what can pretty much eat inside of the hive or cause problems. For example, like frogs can come like right here and eat off the whole of your bees, like a lot of bees. Or even at home, like I see birds will like pretty much just fly and just wait for the bees and just grab one and come back up, and it's just a part of nature. Like nothing is going to always survive, it's just a part of it. But let me check on this and then I'll get back to y'all. Alright, so this hive, they're pretty much calm and they're doing a little thing, but this is not really my favorite hive, because this hive came over with a queen, as I told you guys before, and it should have had like a 25 or even a month jump start, and this hive ran away, leave it like big time, completely. This hive pretty much is almost done with the bottom box, and this one still has space. This one had some problems because I didn't get to feed it much, but I'm almost certain it's more active. If you look at the front of this hive, everyone making a little noise, yeah. See the difference? So yeah, they're in there doing their thing. They're steady eddies, but like, we'll see, man. You know, that's why it's a good thing, like when you have a lot of, if I get a lot more hives, because for example, if this one is a little bit weaker or I need to give it a jump start, I could just take maybe a frame or two out of a hive and give it to it, so it could build this population a lot faster. But these two, I can't do that with it right now. Like the one at home, I could do it because it's got more bees, but like it's gonna have to make it, and like I don't even want to feed it because it's gonna drown itself. Plus I didn't even take any feed anyway. So, but anyway, I'm gonna finish this video right here. Remember these 3 things, guys: love, nature, adaptation, and always remember to keep the link. I'm gonna hop and do something else today, and then I'm gonna start a next vlog from that. All right, guys.